In today's Daily Dose of Math, we're going to do a problem that involves filling some cylindrical holes with soil so that we can plant cuttings from raspberry and blackberry bushes. So here we have an example of a blackberry bush that was planted not too long ago. You can see the fresh soil around it. And beside it we have the bucket that it came in. I know one of the reasons that these bushes do well is that I don't plant them directly into the soil that's already in my backyard, because that soil is not very good quality. So what I do is I dig a hole exactly the same size as that bucket, and then I fill the hole with good mixture of soil and compost, which can be bought in these bags that cost $3 per bag. And each bag holds 0.1 meter cubed of the soil compost mix. So what I've decided to do is, it's too expensive to buy these plants that are all ready to go. I'm going to take some cuttings from my older blackberry and raspberry bushes, which are right here, and I'm going to plant 10 new cuttings in 10 spots alongside my fence. That means I have to dig 10 holes the size of that cylinder and fill those holes with the soil compost mix. The question is, what volume of the soil compost mix am I going to use, and how much is it going to cost, considering how much fits in a bag and that a bag costs $3. Okay, so to continue with our question about the 10 holes that I have to dig and fill with the soil compost mixture, I have a diagram of one of the holes here. And of course it's the diagram of a cylinder. And that's one of the things that's kind of interesting about volume problems, is to make students realize that when you are figuring out how much of something it'll take to fill a hole, that is a volume problem, and it's not that different from figuring out how much it would take to fill a container like this. So the hole that's shaped like a cylinder acts like a container that's shaped like a cylinder. So the holes we have to dig are 30 centimeters in depth, which means a cylinder 30 centimeters in height, and the radius is 12 centimeters. We need 10 of those holes. In each one we're going to put one of the shoots from the existing bushes, and we're hoping that they will then grow and we spread our blackberry and raspberry patch. One bag of soil costs $3. One bag of soil contains 0.1 meters cubed of the soil compost mixture. So all we need here is the volume of a cylinder formula, which I have right here. It's pi r squared h. Let's fill it in. So pi is being multiplied by 12 squared and multiplied by 30. And that gives us 13,571.7 centimeters cubed. It's volume, so it's centimeters cubed. The height and the radius were in centimeters. So volume answers often surprise people by seeming too big, but this isn't really too big. When you think of the size of a number you get when you multiply 12 by another 12 and then by 30, you get a large number. But there are 10 of these holes, so 10 times this is going to be 135,717 centimeters cubed. These numbers have been rounded a little bit. But we have to divide that by how much of the soil compost mixture is in each bag. And right now we have to watch out, because we have a mixture of units. This is centimeters cubed, that's meters cubed. So you get to decide what you like better. If you want to convert everything into meters cubed and do the problem that way, it's just as good as if you convert everything into centimeters cubed and do the problem that way. I'll convert this meters cubed into centimeters cubed. I happen to know that 0.1 meter cubed is equal to 100,000 centimeters cubed. Again, that number seems big, but it is the right value. So I'm dividing this value by 100,000. And I get 1.357. Again, I'm rounding a bit. But I have to round further, and normally 1.357 would round down to 1 if we use the normal rounding rules. But we have to remember, we're buying bags of soil compost mixture. We're not able to buy 0.357 of a bag, so when we need that 0.357 bags, we end up having to buy a whole bag for that. So we end up rounding this all the way up to 2 bags. Some real life situations put you in a position where you don't use the normal rules for rounding numbers. And the 2 bags times $3 is going to cost us $6. Which isn't too bad when you realize that we're hoping to create 10 new raspberry bushes, and all it's costing us is $6 for this soil compost mixture, because we're getting the plants for free by taking cuttings from an existing plant. That is today's Daily Dose of Math. Please like, subscribe, and share.